Hey, what is going on, guys? I just wanted to go over my trades from today and yesterday for you guys really quick. I feel like it can be a very educational trade review and it might help you guys make some money in the future. So, the trade I had today, I can see I bought Q puts at 936 and sold at 946. So, my entry was about, let's see, 936. So I bought some puts right here and I sold at 946. And I'll tell you guys just kind of my mindset behind this. So we can see I have my key zones plotted out. I actually made these yesterday and I noticed we were testing this lower support area, and I knew if we broke below this we can possibly come down and test this area. So I went into puts about right here. Once I seen these higher wicks and I seen sell orders coming in to the market, so I went into my puts. The reason I sold here was the we were selling off today because of bond rates. So if we go to our 10-year note, we were selling off today because this was increasing, and this usually, when it's increasing, that usually means the markets, people are buying bonds and selling stocks. So that's why the markets were dropping. But then I seen this started dropping, so I ditched my shorts. And this is a market that likes any reason to go up. As we can see, we're trending up right now. So I bought my puts here, sold here. It was a very straightforward day. Today is a very, very low volume day, and it's not the kind of day you want to stay in trades for too long. But now I want to go over my trade from yesterday. I feel like this could be very helpful. So, like I said, I have my key zones plotted out here. I had my first trade, which was an amazing trade in terms of idea, but not execution. So I had this key zone here, um, and we started seeing a little bit of a sell-off in the open. So we tested this support area, and what I like to see is if we are going to find support here, usually what happens is we test it and we immediately bounce, right? So we test it and immediately bounce, but that didn't happen. We were still trending down into this. So once we went down here, came up, I bought some puts about right here. So I bought some puts about right here, and my exit plan was here at our next support area, but I did not follow my plan. This thing went down, it came here. I clearly seen the doji candle telling me we can possibly have a reversal, but I held on because in my mind I thought we can possibly come and test this support area. This thing reversed against me, and I sold my puts at about right here for about $100 loss. It was a small loss in compared to what I could have made if I held this, but it was a little frustrating. And then I went into calls right away, and I didn't go into calls as a revenge trade. Sometimes we do that, right? But this was not a revenge trade. I just seen this idea for calls was much better than a short idea. So we broke out of this with strong volume. So what I understood about this was that this came down to this level simply to grab some liquidity. So we grabbed this liquidity and this started moving. And if this came here and kind of traded sideways, then maybe we might come down, but that didn't happen. We just broke right through, and now this becomes support, right? So this becomes a support area here for us. And then if we look at VWAP as well, we were beginning to break above VWAP. So I went into calls here and I sold my calls right about here, which was probably not the smartest thing. And it was probably related to me letting this trade get away from me. So I bought some calls here, I sold about right here, but we can see this thing went to the next key zone, which I should have held. So I feel like we can benefit from these trades, just to know that, okay, when we have low volume days, we usually don't want to be trading those days. But when we have high volume days, like we did yesterday on the 12th, when we break above an area of congestion, usually stocks like to rally. I'll show you another example with Nvidia. This is a stock I was watching yesterday, but I missed it because the move happened a little bit later in the day. But we can see Nvidia, this 883, 885 area was a resistance area. As we can see here, we can see in pre-market this day, we can see this thing struggle to kind of break above 883 to 895. But today, on this particular day, we see that we broke above this and we had some volume. So we break above the 885, and that tells us, hey, this thing can absolutely move. And that's what Nvidia did. It moved once it broke this, and it tested this higher key zone. And we can see we had this other key zone at 892. So you even had another opportunity when this thing pulled back to enter here around the VWAP area for another great move. We can see Nvidia today. It's a little bit lower volume day, but Nvidia has high volume right here. It has high relative volume compared to the rest of the market. But today this thing came down, and now we're kind of trading sideways in this area. And I expect this thing to either, if it breaks above this 896 with volume, we're going back to 930. If we break below 880 with volume, we're going back down to 860. All right, guys, peace.